Good evening, fight fans, and welcome to UFC Fight Week on Fox Sports, powered by Musashi. My name is Niko Pajarillo, joined by Aussie superstar Jack Jenkins and Nitro Circus legend and UFC superfan Ryan Williams. We're going to talk to Jack about his recent fight at UFC 312 in Sydney, and of course, look ahead to this weekend. It's UFC 313, and Alex Pereira faces his toughest test thus far against Magomed Ankalaev. We're going to speak to both those guys on the show today. Also, we preview one of the fights of the year, Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev, in an epic rematch of their fight a couple of years ago. Let's do it. It's Fight Week on Fox Sports. Gentlemen, welcome. Now, Ryan, I actually want to begin with you. Firstly, congratulations on all your success in extreme sports, but you're actually also a massive UFC fan, right?
Yeah, I mean, ever since my first live event, I think it was Marvel Stadium, I don't know how long ago, but yeah, I've just been hooked ever since.
I mean, it makes sense because, like, once upon a time, you know, MMA was probably considered an extreme sport, so it makes sense that your tastes align, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess, except I'm like fighting the ground and it doesn't move, but I never win.
It's a lot more unforgiving than a human being. No, but what's really impressive to me, Ryan, is like you're known for some incredible acrobatics in your sport, but I kind of wanted to get your opinion on some extreme acrobatics similarly in the UFC. So we're actually going to, here's you performing some incredible stunts here. Talk us through this.
I was actually a professional couch rider as well, but this is me on BMX. So I do a bunch of stuff, obviously, at Nitro Circus, but yeah, that's one of my signature ones. It's like a front flip. I did it on the bike first. Front flip, nothing front bike flip, and that was a front flip, nothing front scooter flip. So I do a front flip, the bike does a front flip. So yeah, I find that's easier for me to do. I would never get in the octagon ever.
Well, I mean, I think some of the guys inside the octagon were trying to replicate what you do. Take a look at this. We've got Justin Gaethje, first of all, his trademark flip. Talk us through these.
Oh, I knew that was coming. Honestly, I get worried about his knees every time he does that, because to do it in the spur of the moment, when these guys are so tired, I'm sure, that was actually good. All right, Chandler's got him dialed.
This is my favorite one. Michel Pereira, mid-fight. He's going to get himself another disqualification one day doing this. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think that's ideal. I'm not an expert. I'm an unprofessional. I'm not a professional fighter, so I don't think that's the best move.
No, I wouldn't imagine so. Jack, any chance we see that from you inside the octagon?
Nah, look, I just don't have it in me to jump on the cage and do a backflip. I wish I did. I'd love to be able to, like you seen Chandler doing the three in a row then. I'd love to be able to do it. I just can't.
Just off the floor as well. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Are you able to do it, or are you just scared of doing it? Like, you know.
Well, see, I would be too scared of failing the flip. And then you're obviously celebrating a win and you take away all the good work you've done. I don't remember when Johnny Walker did the worm and he threw his shoulder out and he was out for 6 months or something. Imagine if you did that.
And what about having a knockdown, not capitalising on the knockdown and just backflipping onto your opponent and then you lose position? I can't imagine your coaches would be stoked.
No, I mean, it was crazy because it was actually working for Michel up until very recently. He was on a great winning streak. So I was like, dude, keep it up. Keep up the Eddie Gordo routine. But Jack, firstly, welcome in studio and commiserations on what happened in Sydney only a few weeks ago. As the dust has settled, your thoughts on what transpired?
Yeah, look, you know, there's centimetres and inches between, you know, winning and losing. And I think that head kick that I landed in the first round, if that had been a couple of centimetres lower, the fight might have gone a different way. But we knew how good Gabriel was. We knew how prepared he was going to be. And unfortunately, I made a mistake there that got me injured in the first round. And the cost of that mistake was that I couldn't get back into my rhythm or find a way to win in the second or third round. So credit to Gabriel, and I think in time that loss will age well, because I do think he's a top 10 guy. I don't think he's just a run-of-the-mill guy that I've lost to there. But for me, it's just, you know, get back to the gym as soon as I can. And you know, I know where the UFC are trying to get a show in Perth sort of mid-year, so hopefully get back on that.
Well, I saw you talking about the injuries that you sustained. Apparently, like you had air pockets in your chest or something like that. What is the recovery process like? When can you get back in the gym? And is it realistic to think that you would be ready for a mid-year fight in Perth?
Yeah, look, you take it day by day. At the moment, I'm already back training. I'm only doing my kickboxing stuff, though. I'm not grappling yet, and no contact. But I'll probably ease my way into contact probably towards the start of next week. And the word from the doctors is you just got to be guided by pain. So as the pain goes down, as I'm doing the training, then the intensity will go up. And I don't think, the start of July to end of August is a window that I couldn't be ready for. So if that's when the UFC are talking about coming to Perth, then we can make that happen.
We can't wait to see that, but we're also really looking ahead to Miami coming up very soon. Obviously makes a lot of sense for us. UFC 314 and our guy Alex Volkanovski back in action. Ryan, how excited are you to see our guy back out there?
Mate, I'm always excited to see Volk fight, and I just want to see him bounce back. You know, he's been obviously an Australian favourite. He's a favourite in the whole world of martial arts, so it'd just be so exciting to see him back in that championship position and just collecting more gems for his championship belt.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. He's such a favourite for Australia. I'm going to be going up to do some work with Alex over the camp.
Oh, yeah.
And I think people, I don't know what the line is going to be coming out for this fight, but I put Volkanovski so far ahead of Lopez in skill set, and just styles make fights. And I think Alex's technique and his ability to get in and out of the pocket and to set traps and fakes is just going to be really hard for Lopez to deal with. So, any sort of the critics who are looking towards this being the end of Alex's career, I think are going to be in for a bit of a shock, because I think this is a great matchup for him.
Yeah, well, let's hope he does indeed reclaim his belt. But after that, we've got a Montreal card, UFC 315, and our guy Jack Della Maddalena's on it. It's a great period for Australian mixed martial arts, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah, great. I grew up, sort of similar timeline to Jack and his brother Josh, and to see him get to where he is, coming from fighting on the same shows as me and that sort of stuff, is just, so inspiring for me. As far as that fight goes, I think on paper, if you look at it on paper, you go probably it favours Bilal. But one thing about people who are champions, and Jack is one of those, is they always find a way to win. So even if Bilal takes him down in the first or pushes him against the fence and he's gone second and third, every single minute of that fight, Jack can put you to sleep. And he always seems to find a way to do it. And he always gives himself the patience to step back and find the right shot. And I honestly think he'll give himself that time. He'll step back, he'll find the right shot, and I think he'll put Bilal out sort of third, fourth round.
Let's go, JDM. I hope both the Aussies wins, because if they can bring the belts back to Australia, it just means more amazing fights in Australia. But I feel like what Jack says is perfect. I feel like he has a lot of chances to win, and you'll never give up on it. And I'm excited to see it. I really hope, good on Bilal, but I feel like, JDM's a better champion. Let's make it happen.
It's an exciting couple of months. We can't wait for that. But in the immediate future, we have UFC 313 this weekend, and the main card for this